Good evening, everyone. It is 6 o'clock on May the 19th, 2022. I'd like to welcome you all to Richland County Council's public public hearing for fiscal year 22-23. Every year we host a public hearing to give the public an opportunity to weigh in and express either their concerns or share information that they wish for this council or this body to take into account for the upcoming fiscal year. Just have some information I'd like to share. On May 23rd is the deadline for motions. So just remind my colleagues that you have until May 23rd to submit any motions with respect to the budget. Next Thursday, May the 26th, will be the second reading for the upcoming fiscal year's budget. And then, of course, June the 7th will be the third and final reading. Madam Clerk, almost forgot this meeting has been called to order. So if you don't mind, please take the roll to ensure we have a quorum.
Malinowski.
Here.
Pugh.
Here.
McBride. Livingston.
Here.
Teratio. Joe Walker.
Here.
Barron.
Here.
Walker.
Present.
Mackey.
Here.
English.
Present.
Newton.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Also, for the record, Miss Yvonne McBride, Councilwoman McBride, has reached out to me and informed me that she will not be present this evening, but I think she may attend the meeting virtually. I'm not sure if she's online, but hopefully that she's able to participate or this evening in some capacity. I know that this is not on the agenda, but I would like to have an adoption of the agenda. So at this time, I will entertain a motion for someone to
moved.
It's been motion's been made. Is there a second? Second. Moved to properly second. Any discussion? Mr. Malinowski, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Many times these public hearings on the budget take quite a bit of time, sometimes 2 to 3 hours, and I don't have a problem with that. But we don't know how long the last item may take with questions from council, the last item being 2A on the library matter. There is time for us to take the library matter up at our next meeting next Tuesday, because there will not be a zoning public hearing. That would be May 24th. The library has until June 2nd to get their signatures done. So if we did it on June 24th, reconsidered it, it would all be done at that point in time rather than potentially prolong tonight's meeting, and we could schedule that for 7 o'clock following the committee meetings next week. So my motion is to move that to next Tuesday.
A second.
Malinowski, I'll second that for discussion. Could we amend that to just make it immediately following the A&F meeting?
I asked our legal beagle about that out here, and he said that that's something that we're not really allowed to do because it's a meeting, but I'll let him explain it.
Right.
You recognize.
For that, it would be a special call meeting, but we would have to give it an exact time and not just say immediately after. So if you give it an exact time, you can do that.
Well, I've already seconded Mr. Malinowski's motion, so I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Any additional discussion, Mr. Malinowski?
Yeah, could we have Ms. Ashia Myers let us know based on that A&F committee? Does it look very long? Could we maybe make this special called for next Tuesday, like 6:45?
Councilmember Malinowski, that depends on how fast you all discuss the items. It is absolutely possible.
I just meant, were there many time-sensitive items on there that had to be done?
No, sir, not many.
Okay, then I'd make the motion we do it at 6:45 next Tuesday.
Second.
Properly second. Any additional discussion? All right, there being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Malinowski.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
Livingston.
Hey.
Teratio.
Yes.
Joe Walker.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
No.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 1A, which is the public hearing. It's actually item 1A is an ordinance to raise revenue to make appropriations and adopt an annual budget for fiscal year 2023 for Richland County, South Carolina. for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2022 and ending June 30th, 2023, so as to raise revenue, to make appropriations and amend the general fund, millage, agency, special revenue funds, enterprise funds, and debt service funds budget for Richland County, South Carolina for fiscal year beginning July 1, 2022 and ending June 30th, 2023. That public hearing is now open. Madam Vice Chair, have anyone signed up to speak?
Yes, Mr. Chair, but before we begin, if I would ask council members if we could consider having the public hearing A and B open at the same time. We have several folks that signed up to speak, but they were not able to specify which item they would like to speak to. And so in order to let them speak in the order in which they signed up, I would like to have both so that they can do so.
Thank you. So, Vice Chair Mackey, your motion is to have item 1A and 1B heard simultaneously, right? Okay, it's been moved to properly second by Mr. Malinowski. Any further discussion? All right, there being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Malinowski.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Teratio.
Yes.
Joe Walker.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Mackey.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you, Clerk and Madam Vice Chair. I guess before we get into the public hearing, I would just like to say to all the speakers who come forward this evening, please refrain from addressing council members by name or directly. Just make sure you direct your remarks to the body as a whole. And then for those of you who are not signed up to speak, I would just ask that you don't respond to anything that is said or what you may hear from any of the speakers. Want to make sure we maintain the proper level of decorum in this chamber this evening. And thank you. Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you. So we have several folks that have signed up this evening to speak, and to try to have everyone be able to speak efficiently and also not have us here all night. I'm going to call several numbers at once. So you all should have received a sticky note of a number when you signed up. And we have two sets of microphones. So one on this side and one on this side. And so I am going to call 4 numbers at once, and I'd ask you to go to the mic that is nearest you. And then after that, that person can please stand waiting on the steps behind them. And when those 4 get done, I'll call an additional 4. Okay? And we'll see how this works. If we need to change it, we will. All right. Number 1, Ebony Gatson. Number 2, Sutton Shaw. Number 3, Andrew Boozer. Number 4, Della Watkins. Okay, so I don't see Ebony Gatson or Andrew Boozer. Oh, there we go. Thank you. I didn't see you. All right. All right, Ms. Sutton Shaw. Yes, you're number 2. If you would, please come forward to the mic. If you would, state your first and last name as well as your address. You have 2 minutes to speak. Once you hear the alarm, notifies you that's the end of your 2 minutes, that will end your time to speak.
Okay. My name is Sutton Shaw, and my home address is 2115 Muller Road, Blythewood, South Carolina, 29016. Good evening, Richland County Council members, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you regarding the unified grant application submitted by the Big Red Barn Retreat in support of the Warrior Path program for our first responders. The Warrior Path is progressive alternative training for helping heroes and is the only privately funded program in the state to facilitate and cultivate post-traumatic growth. And post-traumatic growth is the positive change that can come about from trauma. Warrior Path program is a training program that trains our struggling warriors the process of post-traumatic growth. And our warriors are defined as our military and first responders alike. how to turn struggle into strength and live the life they desire, full of joy, connection, and purpose. Tonight, I make an urgent and impassioned plea to you to support a first responder only Warrior Path class for the benefit of our first responders. Over the past 2 years, we've asked a lot of our first responders. As a community trying to survive a dangerous and life-threatening pandemic, our first responders continue to answer the call of our citizens. They never wavered. They answered the call to help our citizens at great risk to themselves, but moreover, at great risk to their own personal families. First responders were not afforded the opportunity to stay home during the pandemic, but rather they answered the call of their citizens to continue to serve. But now, as the threat of the pandemic begins to lessen and the strain of the last 2 years comes to light, there's an urgent need to serve those who have served us. By approving this grant, we allow our first responders in Richland County to take a knee and receive the training they so desperately need so they can turn struggle into strength and live great lives that they desire and both deserve. It is estimated that 30 to 40% of our nation's first responders are struggling with significant mental health challenges. The vast majority of these men and women find traditional mental health care.
That is your time.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I did want to hand out, I think you handed it out. It is a letter from Sheriff Lott, who endorses this program. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shaw. All right. Stella Watkins, if you would, first and last name, as well as your address. You have 2 minutes.
Good evening. I'm Della Watkins, the Executive Director of the Columbia Museum of Art, 1515 Main Street, Columbia. Thank you for your civic service and opportunity to speak it publicly this evening. As a Richland County resident and nonprofit leader, I hope the council will consider renewing your strong and stable support of the hospitality tax ordinance agencies, including the Columbia Museum of Art this year. For 73 years, the museum has been the cultural heart of Richland County. It's beloved by residents and visitors. The museum has increased its offerings, improved its accessibility, and continues to serve and grow as a welcoming place for schools, organizations, and visitors. We reach out directly to residents who work and live here in unincorporated Richland County in order to provide proven return on your investment. From receiving the National Medal at the White House in 2016 to the extraordinary Boyd Plaza renovation to the blockbuster shows, our collections, our exhibitions, and our programs are open and active for tens of thousands of guests each year. Tourism and visitation continue to grow steadily in this brighter year. It especially warms my heart that school children are returning to the museum. They are safely in galleries and in studios engaging in our programs that support curriculums. In the coming year, you can look forward to remarkable special exhibitions around 20th century African-American artists, shows around women artists, Near Eastern artists, and work by Catawba peoples. Please know you're welcome at the museum. If there's anything I can do in the future, please let me know. And again, your partnership supports arts and culture.
Thank you. Andrew Boozer, first and last name, address. You have 2 minutes.
Andrew Boozer, Executive Director of Senior Resources at 2817 Millwood Avenue here in Columbia. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. And on behalf of all the seniors of Richland County, I want to thank you for your tremendous support for over the last 50 years through Senior Resources. Senior Resources, if you don't know, provides critical services to vulnerable seniors in our community and without membership fees or cost to the senior. We've been good stewards of county dollars and leverage your funds so that every dollar allocated returns over $6 from other sources to include private, state, and federal funds. In the last year, county funds helped provide increased Meals on Wheels service in every zip code in Richland County. Senior group meals and activities and exercise programs in 7 different locations around the county. We've provided doorstep ADA transportation to our meal centers, to medical appointments, to vaccine clinics, and even grocery shopping for those seniors in food deserts. We've provided thousands of information referrals to seniors and to families that did not know where to turn for help. And you've also provided matching funds for programs like our AmeriCorps Seniors, where our volunteers serve in classrooms in Title I schools and after-school programs around the county. And while much has been accomplished, there's still much yet to be done. The need for meals and services continues to be at an all-time high as our aging population grows. There's currently 46 seniors on our Meals on Wheels waiting list. With increased costs for food, fuel, and labor, we're reaching out to all of our partners to continue to support our seniors and turning every stone so that we can meet new challenges and no senior is left behind. I ask you to please fund our full funding request and to help vulnerable elderly citizens across Richland County. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Monica Haddock, Julianne, Lawrence Moore, Evan Moore, Christopher, is it Heinz? All right. And then I'm going to go back, make sure Ebony Gadsden did not show. All right. All right. Buick, first and last name, address. You have 2 minutes.
I'm Monica Haddock. I am the grants coordinator at Transitions Homeless Center at 2025 Main Street, Columbia, South Carolina, 29201. When I was getting ready to talk, and I was going to hit you with numbers just like everybody else, but I decided the best use of my time would be to tell a story. And I'm going to tell you the story of my last client before I moved into administration. It's the story of an 18-year-old. He lost his mom when he was a small child and he was placed in foster care. Unfortunately, that placement was not successful. He was unadopted and placed back into the system. He spent 4 years over that time in and out of mental health facilities, group homes, and hospitals as it wore on his mental and his physical health. At 18, he exited the foster care system and found himself once again homeless. In addition, he didn't finish high school because he bounced around from group home to group home, constantly moving high schools. In a moment of desperation, he said he could go on no longer. He tried to commit suicide, which landed him again in a mental hospital. He spent weeks in that mental hospital working on his mental health. When he was discharged to transitions to our youth program. He came alone. He had no family, no friends, basically just the clothes on his back. I immediately went to work. I crowdfunded clothes for him and just spending money, because I think every 18-year-old should have spending money and be allowed to go to the movies and McDonald's just to be 18. We wanted him to know that his past didn't dictate his future. He re-enrolled in high school. He enrolled in the Transitions Works program. We reapplied for his Social Security benefits. We applied for Medicaid. We applied for SNAP benefits. Just when we thought things were going smoothly, we found out that he had type 1 diabetes that he never told us about. He ended up in the ICU at Baptist Hospital, and he said he had been bullied in the group home for having diabetes and being the insulin kid because he always had to go get shots. So he never learned to manage his diabetes. With the help of Prisma Health, we now have him in home health care. So they come out and check his insulin twice a week, his sugar, to make sure that he's safe. And on May 1st, he became the 3,210th person into permanent housing.
Thank you. Julian.
Thank you. I'm Julianne Avon. I'm with Mercy, and we're located at 1408 Gregg Street, right behind this building. I'm here to thank you for investing resources in the 21-22 budget year into Mercy services. We really wanted to thank you and let you know how you made a difference this year, and want you to know that you helped make it possible for Mercy to serve 1,300 youth and adults and provide homes for 318 people. You helped us respond to COVID-19 by opening an adult drop-in center with a behavioral health clinic and essential services. Approximately 90 people per month use that, and 95% of our adults served by Mercy actually received the vaccine for COVID. You made it possible for us to add a full-time psychiatric nurse practitioner to the outreach team. The team goes out into the community several days a week to talk to people who lack shelter and to provide access to behavioral health care. In the 2 afternoons a week she's out in the county, she sees 15 people on average providing behavioral health assessments. For the people that are housed and receive behavioral health care with us for at least 1 year, the last analysis is 69% reduction in hospitalizations, 58% reduction in emergency room visits, and right at $7 million in overall cost for 1 year. So that's $7 million in healthcare savings. Just want y'all to know those funds came through your general fund. This year, we're not asking for general fund money. We do plan to apply through ARPA to keep supporting the youth and adult centers and behavioral health care, and to help us build a non-congregate shelter for female identifying youth.
Thank you. Christopher? And I'm not going to mess it up again.
That's fine. It's Heinze. Good evening. My name is Chris Heinze, and I'm a district director for Clemson University's Cooperative Extension Service. The Richland County Extension Office is located at 900 Clemson Road. First off, I would like to thank you for your continued support of Richland County Extension. Your financial support has allowed our agents to help educate and provide assistance to the citizens of Richland County so that many may enjoy more fulfilling lives. Tonight, I would like to request the same amount of funding that we received last year for the Richland County office. The mission of the Clemson Cooperative Extension Service is to provide non-biased, research-based information to the citizens of South Carolina. We currently have 8 professional agents that serve Richland County in the areas of horticulture, food systems and safety, 4-H youth development, nutrition education, agribusiness, water resources, livestock and forages, and forestry and natural resources. We also have a part-time ag scientist position that helps to serve the clients with their general home and garden needs. The impact on Richland County residents that our agents and their programs make is tremendous. Since September of 2021, we have held 95 different programs and had over 4,500 participants. Over 3,000 youth ranging from grades pre-K through 12th grade have participated in 46 programs. These numbers do not include the endless numbers of phone calls, emails, and site visits that our agents answer and provide for our citizens as well. We have an advisory council that helps guide our agents to ensure that their programming is meeting the needs of the community. The council is made up of county residents, educators, and administrators so that we may have representation from various groups throughout the county. The Cooperative Extension Service is dedicated to helping the citizens of Richland County's lives become better through outreach and education. We would also like to ask for the council's support as we continue to grow and adapt our programming needs for the county.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Right. Stephanie Benjamin. Number 10. 11 is Taylor Sadler. 12 is James T. McLawhorn. 13, Terry Toll, Terry Toll, and feel free to go to this mic as well. 14, Robert Lentz. 14, Robert Lentz. 15, Christian Stormer. 15, Christian Stormer. And I just want to confirm Lawrence Moore and Kevin Moore. If you would, Stephanie, first and last name and address, you have 2 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Stephanie Benjamin, and I'm representing the Lurie Center at 1650 Park Circle in downtown Columbia, 29201. I'm here to represent the Isidore E. Lurie Senior Center. And on behalf of the Senior Lurie Center, I'd like to express our gratitude for your ongoing support. Your financial support is fundamental to our budget, and we hope to continue that relationship. Since 1995, the Richland County helped establish the Capital Senior Center, and in 2013, we did rebrand it to the Senator Isidore E. Lurie Senior Center. The late senator helped start the office on, he helped start the Office on Aging, and we honor his legacy. Let's see here. Richland County, your support allows the Lurie Center to provide programs for older adults to help them stay healthy and happy and well. It's a silver tsunami of older population, and we are helping these individuals and the community to age in place, to remain in their homes and independent for as long as possible, out of nursing homes. This alone saves taxpayers an average of $90,000 per year per senior. Also, 8 to 9% of South Carolina's workforce, according to Together SC, it consists of nonprofit organizations that are businesses and major employers. We're providing vital community services. Healthy seniors are a powerful economic engine as well, and it behooves us to keep our seniors healthy and out of nursing homes and out of hospitals. Finally, the Lurie Center is proud to expand our reach in the community by partnering heavily with other community organizations such as Blue Cross Blue Shield, Palmetto GBA, AARP, Senior Resources. So we thank you for your ongoing support.
Thank you. If you would state your first and last name, both of you as well. Thank you.
Sure. Marty Colucci.
And Terry Toll, Lisa's Care Connection.
We're at 201 St. Andrews Road in Columbia, 29210. And we are a free community center for families that are dealing when they have a loved one that is sick with either dementia or really any chronic illness. We're the place that those families can go to cope and navigate through that journey. We've been proudly serving Richland County for almost 6 years now. We work directly with the families, listening to their needs and then providing them the resources that are already established here in this community. Now, we're talking about the caregivers, okay? So for example, when a family needs to bring somebody into the home, maybe to help, right? Where do they go? Who do they ask? How much does it cost? Those are the kind of things that we do every single day. We also have support groups, actually like 16 a month currently right now. In those groups is when caregivers can get together and feel like, you know what? I'm not alone. There are other people that are doing this. And we also have education classes. So whether that's, I can't deal with my husband because he's so difficult with dementia, right? Hard, difficult behaviors. Or maybe we have an attorney come in and talk about advanced directives and advanced care planning. We also run a whole host of wellness programs, yoga, Tai Chi, drumming circles, paint classes. You know why? Because that helps the caregivers get that stress out of their bodies. What this does is reduces the stress, anxiety, depression, all of it for caregivers. Better outcomes for the caregivers means better outcomes for the person they love. Did you know that 10 years on average are taken off a caregiver's life just by being a caregiver?
That's right. This is Marty. She's our spark plug, as you can tell, keeps us all moving. She's very passionate about caregiving. I just wanted to let you know that tonight, our ARPA request is on your
Thank you. That's your
desk.
time.
And
all right.
And it's
Next
only 30%.
we have, next would be 11, Taylor Sadler. 12, James T. McLaughlin.
Good evening. I'm James T. McLaughlin, Jr., President of the Columbia Urban League. We're located at 1400 Barnwell Street. I want to thank you, first of all, for all your support for the Urban League over the years. The Urban League was established here in 1967, 3 years after the passage of the 1964 Civil Rights Act. The Urban League has been in the space for diversity, equity, and inclusion prior to George Floyd. We've been here for a very, very long time. We have a finite focus on young people. Young people are our future. For the first time in our history, the United States has really had more deaths than births. And what does that mean? That means that we must have a ready workforce, in essence. We cannot afford to lose any of our young people. The Urban League really believes that young people are gifts from God. They are more precious than gold and silver. And we must connect with young people. Many young people are faced today, and they live in communities where work has disappeared. They don't see people working. When we grew up, and when I grew up, people in my neighborhood worked, so you could see people working. There's some implication when kids live in neighborhoods where people don't work. They don't understand work. And we're in a crisis today because people don't understand work ethics. People don't want to work anymore. I've been in several meetings over the past several weeks and people are complaining. We cannot get people to work. We cannot afford not to help our young people to become productive and contributing members of society. The Urban League really believes that we have to teach our young people, first of all, work ethics. We have to teach them how to make good decisions. When we think about the crisis in our community with crime and everything else, I often reply, this is not a youth problem, this is an adult problem. Adults have the responsibility, the God-given responsibility to raise children. At the Urban League, we're gonna keep our hands on our children. When I was growing up, I heard my grandparents and other people say, child, I got my hand on you. And what does that mean? That means that they got to keep their hand on you because the adversary will snatch you away. That's why they want to hold on to them. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, number 14, Robert Lentz. First and last name and your address, please.
Thank you, Robert Lentz, 1501 Oshedi Lane. I'm a commissioner with Midlands Technical College, and I've been on there for 27 years. And I think one of these days I'll probably retire, but I full well know the support which this body gives our college. The operations of the college are funded by the counties and also the capital fees. So it's been a privilege because I've served on resource management and facilities and operations for 27 years. So I want to highlight one other thing I think that's so important. We had graduation a couple of weeks ago, and there was so much enthusiasm, I could not believe it. We were in Dawn Staley's building, and it was an awesome experience because COVID hit us, and we had some difficult times. But one of the things I want to highlight, we had 1,800 graduates. Out of those graduates, we had close to 300 in healthcare. We had 176 on VA benefits, which we have our own VA center on our Beltline campus. And we had 124 high school students taking dually enrolled courses with Midlands Tech, and they graduated with a 2-year associate degree prior to graduating from high school. Awesome experience, and those numbers are growing. So what did we do with y'all being our partner? We help people see hope, to help satisfy their dreams, to get one of those jobs that everybody wants them to get, to start a family, to get married. So we have been serving these individuals in this Richland, Lexington, and Fairfield County. And without your contribution, we could not do this. So we thank you.
Thank you. Christian Stormer, 15.
Good evening. Hey, my name is Chris Stormer. I live at 1621 Woodlake Drive, 29206, over in the Forest Acres area. And I'm a proud member of the Midlands Technical College Foundation Board. And as you might expect, the college's foundation has a fiduciary responsibility to ensure that the college has all the financial resources it needs to provide a margin of excellence for its students. We provide scholarships and that sort of thing to all of our students. This council has been fully supportive of Midlands Technical College's budget request for many years, and I want to thank you for that. And because of your strong and stable backing provided by your local public funds, we as a foundation have been able to seek private support and investment returns to provide the greatest benefit to our students here at Midlands Technical College. The foundation is your partner in making sure that the college has the resources it needs to fulfill every student's dream and that the students have the facilities equal to the jobs of their future. We want to thank you. I want to thank you for making our efforts more successful by continuing to care for and support one of our community's greatest assets, Midland's Technical College. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, 16, Pearla Rocha. Okay. 17, Victoria Barton. 18, Mark Drews. And please don't forget, we have a microphone over here. 19, Tamara King. 20, Gwendolyn Singletary. 21, Carmen Julius. First and last name, as well as your address. You have 2 minutes.
Good evening. My name is Pearla Rocha. I'm a resident of Richland County at 8565 Old Percival Road, Lot 104, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. I'm here on behalf of Midland Technical College, and the reason I wanted to speak today was to thank the Richland County Council for their continued support of Midland Technical College. I am currently enrolled in the Applied Psychology program at Midland Technical College, and being there, I have been shown nothing but kindness and have been given any assistance that I need. You can really see that everybody there wants you to succeed, and not just professionally, but they also want to see you grow as an individual. One thing that I find helpful are that the classes are smaller in size, which gives you more one-on-one time with your professors, and it also gives us a chance to interact with other students more comfortably. In the time that I've been at Midland Technical College, I have been inducted in the National Society of Leadership and Success, which has taught me many important things that I can use in my future, and I can also use right now while I'm still enrolled in school. I have also been given the privilege to be selected for the Ambassadors Assembly, which has given me many opportunities to work with faculty, staff, students, and other members of the community. A mentor with experience in my major who can further assist me in my educational journey is also available to me. All MTC students are working hard to reach their educational and career goals, and we are grateful for the investment you have made in our future. And we appreciate you for your steady commitment to Midland Technical College over the years. Thank you.
Thank you. On this side, sir. Mark, sir, sorry. We're just going different side.
Thank you.
You're
Good
welcome.
evening. My name is Mark Drews, and I live at 824 Beltline Boulevard. And I'm here tonight to represent Adventure Children's Museum. I'm here to ask that you kindly consider our request for our HTAX funds to support our marketing and our promotional efforts, to support and encourage visitors to come to Richland County as well as to Adventure. A place, very special place, where we put the play in eat, shop, stay, and play. You've heard our voices, we've heard your voices, as you've mentioned things like welcoming, friendly, energetic, vibrant, inclusive. Your need to see us build a community, focus on mental health issues, getting systems to work together, and providing opportunities for families. And that's what we are at Adventure. The pandemic may have hit us hard, but because of resilience and persistence, we didn't let up. We're seeing attendance increased 25% in 2022, the first quarter of 2022, as compared to that same time in 2019. But not only that, but we've seen families who need us the most visiting the museum, with 80% more families taking advantage of reduced priced admission. And that's phenomenal. We're seeing more visitors out of the area, thanks to the support that you've been providing and promoting our county and encouraging visitors to spend more time in the museum as well as throughout the community. Over the past year, 2/3 of our visitors indicate that their zip codes are out of Richland County. The support that you provide will be providing support to purchase outdoor digital billboards, as well as radio and TV time, extensive use of social media, as well as brochures that are placed in restaurants, as well as hotels. I want to thank all of you for your leadership and the vision and the tremendous support of your staff. While we are very proud that we're an incredible building on the river that welcomes 10 million folks, we're proud that we're matching and aligning your vision to our work.
Thank you, Mr. Drews. Victoria Barton.
Ma'am. Good evening. My name is Victoria Barton, and I reside at 6456 Satchel Ford Road, Columbia, SC 29206.
I am here on behalf of Midlands Technical College to thank Richland County Council for your continued support of Midlands Technical College. I was enrolled in the forensic psychology program at Midlands Tech and just graduated this past spring. When I first enrolled at MTC, I was an early graduate looking to further my education. I wanted to pursue forensic psychology, but the closest school that offered the program at the time was in Florida. I was not prepared to leave home as I was only 17. However, with one last search, I discovered that MTC was implementing pathway programs that now included forensic psychology. MTC allowed for an easier transition from high school to college, created a space for individualized attention from professors as classes are smaller and more personal, had more affordable tuition, and ultimately transferability to continue my education will come with ease as MTC works directly alongside universities and colleges in our state. During my time at MTC, I was also able to participate in many organizations and activities. I was selected to be a student ambassador for the college and for the School of Social and Behavioral Sciences. Through the student ambassador position for the college specifically, I was selected as a member of the Mayor of Columbia Student Council. If it wasn't for the wonderful faculty and staff at the college and Richland County's long history of support for Midlands Technical College and our students, I would not have been able to pursue my desired degree, graduate with high honors with a 4.0 GPA, and become a member of many great organizations representing the college's student body. On behalf of MTC and my fellow peers, thank you for the investment you have made in our futures. We appreciate your steady commitment, time, and generous support for Midlands Technical College over the years. I know I'm not the only student whose life has been changed by Midlands Technical College, so thank you.
Thank you. Melanie Huggins.
Thank you. I'm not Tamara King. I aspire to be her, but thank you for. I'm Melanie Huggins. I'm at 1431 Assembly Street, 29201, and I'm here on behalf of Richland Library. This summer, I celebrate 13 years as the Richland Library CEO, and that means I've worked with many county staff, several county administrators, as well as dozens of county council members. Of all of those fine people, this council, the one sitting on the dais tonight, has had to deal with the most uncertainty I have ever experienced living in Richland County. You have had to make decisions that were life or death in nature. And now you're charged with ensuring that we help our community heal from the trauma that the pandemic has caused. So I want to express my gratitude to each of you. You took your role as Richland County caretaker seriously. And you've worked hard to make decisions in the best interest of the community. Over the past 2 years, the library has been right there with you. We continue to help those most impacted by the pandemic recover. We've partnered with you on everything from emergency rental assistance to mask and vaccine distribution. We've worked hard to sustain the efforts of small and minority business, the backbone of our community. And now we are focused intently on helping all children recover from the learning loss they've suffered while they regain their feelings of normalcy after intense periods of isolation. In a time where we are more polarized than ever, the library works to bridge divides and build trust in governmental organizations. The council and the ones before you have been strong supporters of the library, and over the last 10 years, sometimes we've received the cap half the time we have. Sometimes we've asked for it and you've not given it to us. That's okay, but this year we need it. As we make our way back from a 2021 budget cut, we are anticipating an 18% increase in healthcare coverage, and we are at 2018 staffing levels right now, even with the cap. We are going to face a hiring freeze again this year, just as we are seeing a surge in usage. I hope that you will fund the library at the maximum amount possible. Like all the other agencies you've heard from this evening, we all make responsible choices to maintain the high level of service and responsiveness you expect from us and to remain good stewards of the taxpayer money. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 20, Gwendolyn Singletary.
Hello, I'm Gwendolyn Singletary, Executive Director of the Wiley County Foundation, and we reside at 1029 Eastman Street, Columbia, South Carolina, 29203. And of course, that's very interesting, the 29203 part. There's a threat to underserved communities like 29203 around the country that impedes their progress and continues to contribute to the decline and the inability to grow in lockstep with other more affluent areas. Economic and social inequities require education, flexibility, resilience, and innovation. Luckily, with the evolving economy, political, technology, and social conditions offer new and improved opportunities for sustained organizations like ourselves in our area. It is critical that the Wiley Kennedy Foundation design programs and services rooted in data-driven insights and credible resources, community engagement activities, and certain to help us meet the needs of the community. We have developed a program we believe is right on spot with what we're going to do. We're developing a cybersecurity training program for the 21st century. The need is great in terms of cybersecurity. It's estimated that over 600 billion annually is dealt in loss in cybersecurity. But for 29203 and the families there who are underserved in terms of education attainment, financial attainment, basically just disinvestment, it's going to provide an opportunity for us to train those people in an area that's greatly needed. Training them in a safe environment. Most of the training is done at home, so we have to deal with the issues of that. We have low overhead costs because we're training at home, but we will continue to promote and help these people get these positions that are so greatly needed, and often help them in terms of salary increases, new job opportunities, hopefully to provide a better living experience for them as well as buying a home. Cybersecurity program is designed to help a person reach their first level certification. We have secured 2 professors to teach this course. One is a doctorate in the internet services. One is a practicing professional in that service. We provide the instructions for these students. We provide.
That is your time. Thank you. Carmen?
Good evening. I'm Carmen Hampton Julius. I reside at 9 Brookmist, Columbia, South Carolina. I'm here this evening to represent PALS Incorporated, formerly known as Palmetto AIDS Life Support Services. PALS was founded in 1985, and for over 37 years, we have worked to maintain and increase the health of persons living in our area. In the last 37 years, we've made great strides toward ending the HIV epidemic. However, there is still great work to do, and PALS remains committed to do that work until the epidemic is over. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we had to quickly regroup and reorganize to ensure that our services were accessible to those who needed them. We reorganized our HIV testing and HIV primary care services to include extended weekday and weekend hours so that we might accommodate students and persons who work during the day. We purchased telehealth equipment so that our medical care provider can remain in contact with our clients to provide much needed care and HIV care information. We have initiated the use of a mobile unit to take testing to local and rural and unsheltered communities to support testing and HIV prevention activities and services. As you may know, persons with HIV have compromised immune systems and therefore are vulnerable to COVID-19. We had our staff trained and added COVID-19 testing and COVID vaccination to our support, to our services. Most recently, we have begun looking at adding a full-time behavioral health specialist to our staff to help our clients to cope with issues related to trauma and substance abuse issues. Our clients and our communities have gained great benefit from the support that you have given us over the years. We hope that you will positively consider us for continued support as we work toward a more healthy Richland County. Thank you.
Thank you. Next is number 22, I'm sorry, Kim Crafton. 23, Stanley McIntosh. 24, Joseph Williams. 25, Issa Seabrooks. 26, Elizabeth Elser. And 27, Henry Baskins. All right, Ms. Crafton.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kim Crafton. I live at 6116 Crabtree, Columbia, South Carolina, 29206. I'm also the president of the board of trustees for Historic Columbia, and I want to quickly recognize some of my colleagues that are here tonight, fellow board members and staff from Historic Columbia. I'm here to thank you for your support and to ask you to not only continue to support, but to increase support in the coming year. When Richland County implemented the hospitality tax almost 20 years ago, it was a game changer for organizations like Historic Columbia. With a significant increase in financial support, Historic Columbia was able to realize success as a professional museum organization. We added staff, significantly increased our tour offerings and public programs, and substantially grew our marketing efforts. Over 20 years, the return on this investment by the county is clear. Historic Columbia is a nationally recognized organization that excels in preserving places and sharing complex stories from the past that connect us in the present and inspire our future. The transformation of our management of 2 county-owned sites cannot be overstated. The Museum of Reconstruction at the Woodrow Wilson Family Home is a recipient of state, local, and national recognition and is the only museum of its kind in the country. Over the last decade, we have raised over $5 million in private funds to transform the Hampton Preston site. We made dramatic changes to the exhibits, interpretations, buildings, and grounds that make the site a true destination for residents and visitors alike. The new Boyd Horticultural Center is an example of what we can do with the right mix of private and public support. Over the last decade, while we have seen an increase in county support, it simply has not kept up with the growing expenses of the organization. While we have requested increases each year to accommodate rising operation, maintenance, and personnel costs, we have not been granted allocations that match our expenses, which are projected this year to be over $600,000. For the last 2 years, we were able to secure emergency federal and state funds to keep the organization solvent during the pandemic, but ended both fiscal year 20 and 21 in the red. Like many organizations, the COVID-19 pandemic kicked us down, but certainly not out. With your increased support, we will hopefully rebound even stronger than before. An increase in support from Richland County will allow us to sustain the important growth and improvements we have realized over the last decade, ensure the retention of key professional staff and robust staffing structure, and increase our capacity to serve the public. Thank you for your support and consideration of this request moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Stanley McIntosh.
I'd like to say good evening. My name is Stanley McIntosh. My address is 3213 Berkeley Forest Drive, Columbia 29209. I am the coach of the Greenview Dolphin swim team. I would like to thank you how you have supported this program. Our program has been for 53 years, teaching children how to swim, teaching children how to compete in life and compete in swimming, and also how to get jobs as lifeguard. There is a major shortage of lifeguards in Richland County, and by your support, we are able to continue to train young people to get jobs as lifeguards and help them to expire. You will hear some of the good stories that this program has provided, because I have some supporting members here that's been through this program, and with your support have positive things that's happened into their lives. And I just want to thank you, because we want to continue to help our young people see and learn a life skill, because when you become my age, you can continue to swim. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Joseph Williams.
Hello, my name is Joseph Williams. I am a former member of the Greenview Dolphin swim team. I was a member for about 6 years. And in those 6 years, I made multiple state meets, qualified for sectionals, got a job as a lifeguard, and I even was a junior Olympic champion at one point. While being on the Greenview Dolphin swim team, it taught me how to make goals. As Coach Stanley does, he makes us write our goals down, whether it's for swimming, school, or just like relationships or anything in our life that we want to reach a goal in. And he teaches us to focus on those goals and keep them in our minds and like just work towards them, you know, just like you would if you were swimming. If you're working towards a time or something like that, you should work towards your grade or having a better relationship with like a mother or something, you know, something like that. He also taught me to be a more disciplined person while if I like make a goal towards something, or if I say I'm going to do something, I got to do it. Just like now I'm a swimmer in college, and I had that goal when I was like 10, 11 years old, you know, and I kept that goal in my head. I was like, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. And look where I'm at now. It also helped me to gain confidence in myself. Before, I didn't really have as much confidence. I didn't think I'd be able to swim in college. I didn't think I'd be able to go to state meet and actually do well. I didn't think I'd be able to qualify for sectionals or even be a junior Olympic champion. But all that stuff happened because of Coach Stanley's teachings and because of what the Greenview Dolphins swim team has done for me. And hopefully there are, with funding, that more children, such as myself when I was that age, could reach their goals and become something more than what they might think they can be. Thank you.
Issa Seabrooks.
I am Ija Seabrooks. I am 9 years old, and I want to tell you why I like being on the Greenview Dolphins swim team. I like it because it taught me water safety. I learned my favorite stroke is which is the butterfly. It also helps me with physical exercise. It helps build my muscles, and it helps me sleep. I've learned how to control my breath, and swimming gives me lots of energy. At least that's what my mom says. Learning the backstroke and breaststroke, the freestyle, and the butterfly helps me with my memory and my mind. I get a little nervous at the swim meets, but I have more confidence now because the coaches help me with my fears, and they help me push on to the finish. Thank you for listening to me. I really love my swim team.
Thank you. Elizabeth Elzer.
Hello, my name is Elizabeth Eliezer, and I'm here on behalf of the Greenview Dolphins swim team. Most people may say that the word Black and swimming do not fit in the same sentence, but here we are showing up against the odds. In fact, 70% of African Americans say that they do not know how to swim. But here we are, Coach Stanley, helping us out. And now, to this day, I still go out. I'm 18, by the way. I'm a senior in high school. I still go out and, I'm out there teaching my friends, because there was somebody at my school who passed because he drowned. He didn't know how to swim. But, I try to do my best to go out and help other people learn how to swim like myself. Those people who just may be completely afraid of water, but, we have to break those odds and just show up and show out. And the swim team, Coach Stanley himself has provided me a lot of opportunities. I'm trying to get to college. He has given me like scholarship recommendations, stuff that's very important because college is very expensive. I'm not trying to pay for it. And, he's just, he's opened the door for a lot of things, that really matter in life, like leadership, discipline, confidence, all those things really matter in life. Thank you.
Thank you. We have Henry Baskins, please.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Henry Baskins. I'm here representing the Greater Columbia Chamber of Commerce Military Affairs Initiative. And I know you've heard a lot of these numbers, but I am going to throw out some numbers to you because I think it's important. We ask for your support and your continued support because the military in this area is an economic engine. It is a strong economic engine. Fort Jackson, McIntyre, and the other military initiatives in this area is a $4.1 billion economic impact in our area. Our CEO, Carl Blackstone, often says that Charleston has Boeing and Greenville has BMW, but we have Fort Jackson. We have the opportunity tonight to talk about there are times when the military is looked at for downsizing. The chamber has been there to make sure that we talk to our Washington representatives. We talk to our local representatives to let them know how important the military is in our area. And we've been really successful, and we've been successful because you, Richland County, has supported this initiative. You're not the only government entity that supports this initiative. I'll let you know that Lexington County supports us. Forest Acres supports us. The City of Columbia supports this military initiative because they know what it means. I have some numbers here I want to tell you about. It provides $2.4 billion economic impact in our local area alone. Fort Jackson trains over 45,000 soldiers. Just a couple of days ago, I was with the current general at Fort Jackson, And he says that there are 4 bases in the country that trains initial soldiers, the entry-level soldiers. Fort Jackson trains 52% of those soldiers. The other 3 trains the rest, 48%. So we train most of the soldiers, Army soldiers that come through the military. We have a strategic opportunity here to keep Fort Jackson viable. Not only Fort Jackson, and I know we talk about Fort Jackson a lot, but there's also McIntyre. Those of you who know of McIntyre Joint National Guard Base, it has an economic impact as well. The last numbers we saw, thank you.
Thank you. Next is 28, Regina Williams. 29, Larry Sally. 30, Mitch Willoughby. 31, Rebecca Lorick. 34, Latasha Taste. 33, Hardy. Thank you. 35, Jamie Cooper. All right, if you would, remember to state your first and last name as well as your address. You have 2 minutes.
I'm Regina E. Williams, 3404 West Beltline Boulevard, Columbia, South Carolina, 29203. One of my responsibilities is that of the outreach coordinator and community engagement liaison for the St. John Community Development Corporation. I am also president of the Booker Washington Heights neighborhood. The idea for the center came about as a result of a meeting that was attended by our county council representative. And after hearing the concerns and possible solutions, we were told that we needed to dig deep and not so wide. I will never, ever forget those words. Thus, we wrote and we were awarded a grant. We have been digging deep, and the deeper we dug, the more critical we realized the needs were. But the more opportunities we are finding that are not widely known to our citizens in our community, and probably not to a lot of citizens across the city of Columbia. We teach job readiness skills such as the needed communications, soft skills, looking a person in the eye, and giving them a firm handshake. This summer, we will be hiring young people aged 9 to 13 to be beautification champions in our community. They will complete an application, participate in job readiness workshops, and work 2 days a week throughout the community to gain a sense of pride for where they live and ignore what they hear about our community. This is a paid job with the opportunity to open a bank account with a local banking partner. We have met with Apprenticeship South Carolina, who not only offer pre-apprenticeships for high school students, but also apprenticeships for adults and people from the ages of 23 on up. We plan to find businesses to also partner with this organization. We've met with Adult Ed because many of the people in the beginning did not have GEDs or diplomas.
That's your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Larry Sally.
Good evening. I'm Larry Sally, Executive Director of the Greater Columbia Community Relations Council, and our office is located at 930 Richland Street here in Columbia, South Carolina. My board chair, Mitchell Willoughby, wanted to join us, but unfortunately we had a conflict with our full board meeting today. The CRC has been aligned with County Council since its inception, and Council also has appointing authority for this organization. We've enjoyed our partnership with this body, and we look forward to continuing the relationship. I wanted to quickly summarize our funding requests. Of course, the CRC was founded in 1965 to address racial tensions and to promote community dialogue to address serious community issues During these challenging times with racial tensions and community violence on the rise, we feel that the council is poised to advocate, educate, and mediate discussions throughout our community. Our funding that we receive from you will support several initiatives to include our community forum series. We have topics featuring combating community violence, access to capital in communities of color, increasing access to health care and purchasing homes for first-time home buyers. We also have our faith-based initiative, which now we're working very closely to curb the incidence of youth violence here in our communities. We've got several new initiatives that we're working on. The Midlands Race and Equity Initiative, which is being formed in order to address some of the issues that were raised in the Racial Equity Index, which was recently commissioned by the City of Columbia. Also, we're working with Prisma Health. We're forming a partnership to develop two new initiatives, one which is going to be a workforce development initiative that will be focused on working with young people ages 18 through 24 on entry-level careers there in the healthcare industry, and a community engagement initiative that will be focused on increasing access to healthcare and information in low-wealth communities. We're currently in the middle of our capital campaign. We've set a goal of $75,000 this year. We're about 2/3 of the way towards that goal.
Thank you. That is your time.
Thank you.
Rebecca Lorick.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rebecca Lorick. I'm the Executive Director of Pathways to Healing. We are located at 3830 Forest Drive, and that's Columbia 29201. First of all, I want to thank County Council for your almost decade of support for our services. We are the largest rape crisis center in South Carolina, and we serve primarily 5 counties, but primarily our clients come from Richland County. So we want to thank you for the previous support and also let you know that we were so disappointed when we were not funded last year. And it really put our victims in a precarious situation. So we are coming to just let you know that we are strong today and we are still doing the work. I wanted to share about a story. I've heard a lot about seniors tonight. And I thought this was a special story. We had a senior victim who came through our services where we went to the hospital with her and held her hand through a sexual assault nursing exam. And it was so painful for her, but she was so grateful for the services that we offer. And we're just asking that you consider and reconsider our request for funding. You should have an application for ARPA funding and for the general fund. So thank you.
Thank you. Next, Latasha Taste. If you would state your first and last name as well as address, please.
My name is Jamie Cooper. I'm here with my colleagues, Latasha Taste and Kristen Garner. I am the CEO of Communities and Schools of South Carolina. And our office is located at 500 Grayson Road in Columbia, South Carolina, 29210. I want to thank you all for longstanding support and collaboration of our organization. And thank you for the opportunity to submit our current proposal before you. Your support allows us to place and partner with schools across school districts and individual schools, placing site coordinators, full-time staff within those schools. Our staff are typically qualified in mental health, social work, counseling, or education. What we do is deliver 3 tiers of service. So this tier 1 supports our whole school supports for those schools that we determine in collaboration with the leadership of those schools. That could be bullying programs delivered school-wide. That could be re-engagement delivered school-wide. We deliver tier 2 services, which could be small groups. Those could be grief counseling groups, academics, mentoring, tutoring, and we deliver as well tier 3 services, which are one-on-one case management with individual students throughout those schools, helping them set goals to excel in every area of their life, helping them to be empowered and equipped to achieve in their school and with a goal towards graduation. We're a data-informed culture, so we've measured that through our ABCs, which are attendance, behavior, and coursework. So we're setting goals with those students to allow them to achieve at high levels in attendance, behavior, coursework, moving those student populations to have increased attendance, improved behavior, and improved coursework in all areas. Every dollar invested in communities and schools has a return on investment and social impact of $11.60. Your support allows us currently to serve within 3 schools in Richland 1 school district, serving 2,000 students in Tier 1 supports, 153 students in Tier 3 one-on-one case management. And we're looking to grow next year, adding an additional 2 schools in that school district, which will allow us to serve 3,900 students throughout that academic year and 253 students in one-on-one case management. Thank you.
Thank you. Hardy, you got to say it for me.
Good evening, Council. My name is Hardy Childers, and I live at 517 Knollwood Drive, zip code 29209, and employed as a financial crimes consultant at PricewaterhouseCoopers. I'm here tonight to ask for your continued support of Historic Columbia, an organization that truly understands and leads in the preservation of our built history in Richland County. I have been engaged with Historic Columbia for 8 years as a member and volunteer, and can speak to the organization's commitment to putting preservation into practice, whether through the historic sites that they manage or offering advice to contractors and building owners across Richland County. Historic Columbia is an extraordinary resource for community preservation. Historic Columbia is also a leader in community engagement at all levels. I serve as co-chair of the Education Committee of Palladium. We're an arm of the organization that encourages participation of young professionals. This group is a great tool for networking and getting people invested in our community. We host large fundraising events and small gatherings. As an affiliate group, now 350 strong, Historic Columbia's Palladium provides a platform for young professionals to fully understand the complex history of our community and use that information to inform a more equitable future. When my wife and I began dating, we attended Historic Columbia events, and now that we have a child, our toddler is now joining us as she grows. And as she grows, she'll have a better understanding to the city and county she lives in. This organization is invaluable for education and engagement across our community. Thank you for supporting these efforts.
Thank you. I just want to confirm, Jamie Cooper. Good, okay. Catherine Davis, number 37, Catherine Davis. And Kristen Gardner. Good, all right. Thank you. All right, Ms. Davis, if you would, state your first and last name, address. You have 2 minutes.
My name is Catherine Davis, 2401 Harlem Street, Columbia, South Carolina, 29209. I'm here to talk with you about our Atlas Road Community Organization. We had some monies, as they said, it was $295 secured in federal dollars from grants and stuff by our former Richland County Council District 10 person. And the reason we wanted to get that park started, because we need space, recreational space, so we can grow a healthier community. We had the seniors in our community and the younger folks, they need space to play, and we host games, storage. We need the storage for our equipment and our office equipment and records and things. We also, we wanted to do some educational classes and some tutoring program. So we need that money to develop our park so that we can do these things in the community. And we would like for you, please help us to find that money, because last year they said 200,000 was available, and now is nothing available. And we want to know whatever happened to our money.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, that concludes all individuals that have signed up to speak for the public hearing.
Hawkins, Madam Vice Chair.
Mr. Chair, that includes all individuals that signed up to speak at the hearing.
Okay. I believe that was brought to my attention that I believe the coroner is on the line, Madam Clerk, and she's not signed up to speak, correct? Will there be any objection from the body if the coroner were allowed to address the council this evening? Any objection? Okay, there being none. Madam Clerk, the coroner's on. She's recognized.
Thank you so much for recognizing me. I am coming tonight because, sorry, I received a message stating, okay. Thank
Madam
you so
Coroner, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
would you state your first and last name as well as your address? And you have 2 minutes, please.
Nada Rutherford, here on behalf of the Richland County Coroner's Office, 6300 Shakespeare Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. And we were told to come to this meeting to ask for this before council. In 2021, the total number of homicides was 30. It's only May of 2022, and we have already had 31 homicides. We have an increase in drug overdoses, and we've already reached almost half of what the drug overdoses were last year. These types of cases, including suicide and unnatural deaths and accidents, require more time of our staff, requiring us to work our staff longer hours, and we don't have enough staff. We are humbly asking the council to consider adding 4 to 5 full-time staff persons to the Richland County Coroner's Office position control list so that we can have the appropriate number of staff to meet the growing needs of the county. We had 4,933 deaths in 2021. We're already at almost 2,000, and the year is not quite done with May yet. So thank you so much for hearing our plea for more staff. We hope that you will grant us the staff that we need so that we can continue to serve our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Chair, that concludes all individuals signed up.
There's no additional business for the body to take up. I will entertain a motion.
So moved.
All right.
Second.
Moved to properly second. That's non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Yes. Teratio,
Yes.
Joe Walker.
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
O'Walker,
Yes.
Mackey,
Yes.
English,
Yes.
Newton.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Adjourned.